Hello out there. I'm your host, Reverend Lawrence Gray. Welcome to Victory Lane, and we're going to continue our reading with the book Three Pennies from Hell to Heaven, page 74. So tell me, Dirk, how long you been out here? Head, I've been out here for about 5 years, here or in jail. Let me tell you something. It's not easy. As a matter of fact, it's harder than standing on two left feet. You know what I'm saying? I think I get your drift. Negro, you better get my drift, my back, my horse, my butt, my donkey. You hear me? And I'm dead serious, Lawrence. When he said my name, I knew right then and there that he was really talking real talk. He continued, "No, you better understand. This ain't nothing like the hood where we grew up in Hunters Point. This is the jungle, baby, and you better watch your step, 'cause ain't nothing out here but lions, tigers, wolves, alligators, crocodiles, snakes, and vultures, and they will steal your soul." The look in his eyes was so serious that I had to take a double take in my mind to demise a thought of fear, the same fear I felt on Sunday night, and yet I knew that he knew what I felt at that moment. Head, I'm glad I got somebody from the block down here with me, and if you listen to what I tell you, you will be able to walk on these coals of fire here in the razor. That's no jive, and you know why? Absolutely. Yeah, Head. You got heart. Can't fight worth nothing, but you got heart. And that's what it's going to take to keep you alive here in this jungle. Yeah, that was then. This is now. And I can fight. Negro, you can't fight. Yeah, you may be right about that, but I'm still crazy. Yeah, crazy. And you know what? You're going to need crazy with you to hang out in this jungle. Whatever. No. Ain't no whatever. This is real. It's like being in the penitentiary with no walls, being able to stab, shank, shoot, and kill whatever prey you want without any prison guards to monitor your movement. You sure you ready to walk this walk? I'm as ready as I'm going to get. Okay, I'll help you out as best I can. Appreciate it. We laughed some more as we ate our meatloaf with mashed potatoes and corn. I said, "Hey, Dirk, they sure feed you good down here at Glide." He said, "Man, I'm at this place every chance I can get to feed my face. These people do a real good job taking care of the homeless. They also got St. Anthony's and the Salvation Army. They help and feed the homeless too, but none of them feed you like Glide, and that's the truth." We took our trays up to be bussed and left. As we left the building headed towards the streets, Dirk began to prepare me and make me aware of the elements of the danger in the concrete jungle, the tenderloin, the lion's den, the razor. All of the names fit just like a perfect shoe size, if there is such a thing as a perfect shoe, and yet its perfection was likened unto walking in the valley of the shadows of death. There have been times in my life when I felt that shadow lingering over me, the angel of death, its darkness hovering, waiting, wanting, anticipating the taking of my soul to the darkness of hell to burn in everlasting fire of agony and misery. And yet I still commanded myself to walk in the light in the darkness of that valley of the shadow of death. Will I survive? God only knows. Here's what you got to do to survive. First of all, you need to go down to the welfare office and start getting paid. Okay, what's the deal with that? Someone else mentioned that to me. You go down there, and I got to tell you, it's going to take a long time waiting to be seen, but you just wait there anyway because eventually the people will see you, and then you will start getting the check. And besides, you're not doing anything else anyway. Well, I'll see about that later. I'm on a mission. Negro, you better go down there so you can have some money. I'll check it out soon. What kind of mission you on? Finding some crack? No, I'm writing a book. Well, actually, I'm writing 2 books. One is almost complete, and the other one is going to be about living homeless. You always had a way with those words, Head. I tell you that you shouldn't be down here. You shouldn't be down here, boy. I'm here for a moment to do my research, and then I'll be moving on. Don't mess around and lose your life, Negro, doing some doggone research. I don't plan to. What kind of book you writing anyway? It's a book about crack. It must gonna be about 1,000 pages. We both laughed. Yes, there's so many stories. Yeah, I got one. You want mine? Yeah, as soon as you get clean. Clean? Yeah. When I write this book, all the people in the book have to be clean and sober, including me, and I can't publish it until that happens. Well, Negro, I guess you're going to be dead. No, Dirk, I'm going to do it. It's just a matter of time. Head, I hope you make it writing this book because a whole lot of people need help with this crack crap epidemic, even me. That's my goal. That's my mission. Well, if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. I will. We sat at the foot of the Raison Market in 5th Street in silence for a few moments, watching the sights of the people going by to and fro. It was a beautiful evening as the dusk was about to set. You got a cigarette? He asked. Yeah, I do. As we smoked, he began to speak again. Head, now I'm telling you, you got a real good idea about writing this book about crack, but you be careful, man. See, 'cause right now, the time is all right. I mean, it's daylight, but Negro, when the night falls, the demons come out. Is that right? Well, I sure do believe you because the other night was scary. Listen, I ain't lying to you. It's real scary. I don't even hang out at night, or I hang out as less as possible. You got to watch your back at all times and consider most everybody you see as a threat. If you follow the guidelines of the streets, you should be okay. Yeah, the guidelines of the streets. Don't take none, don't give none. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'll remember that. Look here, Dirk, I gotta go. Where you staying at? The homeless shelter on 5th Street? Yeah, I know where that is. I used to go to those shelters, but I don't like all those people around me, so I sleep outside until my place is ready. What place? I got a social worker, and he's working on getting me one of those low-income housing units. That's good, Dirk. At least you're making some progress. Yeah, but it's slow as molasses. How slow is that? I mean, how slow is molasses? You know what I mean. Hey, you got another cigarette? Yeah, I do. I gave him 4 cigarettes. We shook hands and parted company. I walked back down to Otis' apartment, grabbed my backpack, and went back to the shelter. I was beginning to see real clearly how a person could succumb to the street life of being homeless. One of the main factors in doing so is because of a lack of education. When I used to walk home from Bret Harte Elementary School and even Portland Junior High School, I would see these guys on the streets that were homeless and or alcoholics or drug addicts, and I would pass them by and wonder, what did they do when they were young? How did they end up in the position they were in? Now that I too was homeless, I was learning firsthand. The number one issue was a lack of education. Mom and Daddy used to tell me, go to school and get a good education so that you can get a good job. Hindsight, now that I think about it, a good education is good. Probably would have had more effect and success by telling me that the higher the education you get after high school, going to college, the more money you will make. Or if you want to be rich and well off, get a master's degree, or better yet, a PhD. The lack of education for most of the homeless was the reason they were in the shape they were in, thus contributing to substance abuse and the borderline of being mentally challenged made for their circumstances in life. I was fortunate enough to have some educational teaching as well as some college, but even some who were living in the shelter did have college degrees. What happened to them? Your guess is as good as mine. The thing about a college degree is that a whole lot of other people have them, and you still have to sell your product, which is yourself. That I never had a problem of doing. It was a special gift to have the talent, the knowledge, and the ability to know how to use it. One thing was certain, and that I knew that I did not want to become a homeless statistic for the rest of my life, and there was no way I would be. My mind was made up to ride this out, but only for an extended period of time. How much time? I did not know, but I knew It could not be that long, 3 or 4 months at the most, and then I had to get back to basics, get a job, get off drugs, and live a normal life. The line began to move after about 30 minutes, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Once again, I made it in before the dreadful sound of the security guard saying, "Sorry, gentlemen, that's it for tonight." I knew the routine. I got my blankets and my pillow, found a cot, and waited for the distribution of the sandwich and a piece of fruit. It was becoming natural, and yet I did not want to be converted to the comfort of the lifestyle of being homeless. One might say comfort. What's so comfortable about being homeless? One word, and one word only. Make those 2 words. No responsibility. Just think of a life where you have to answer to no one, that you can do whatever you please, and the main benefit of it is that you do not have to work. Some people are eating it up, living on the land of federal free government. By the time I publish the book about crack, things will have changed a little bit, but for the most part, it will be the same. If this is the life that a person wants to live, they live it. Only in America. My plan in living the life of the homeless was not as easy as I thought it would be. That's what I began to think as I read my Bible, trying to see what God wanted me to do. Hey God, you still here? Hey God, it's me. What do you want me to do? Hey God, this is starting to be a crazy idea. Is it you talking to me, or is it me thinking that you are talking to me when really I'm just talking to myself, using you as an excuse, blaming you for my dilemma, hoping that you are the one that's calling the shots here? Hey God, you listening to me? I waited for an answer from God, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited until I dozed off to sleep. Still, no answer from God. Oh well, maybe he's busy checking on somebody else who has a greater need than mine. But then again, I really don't give a care who he's checking on. It's me who stands in the need of, another song. Here we go, at least. Here we go again. At least this time it's not secular. Hey God, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother, not my father, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my sister, not my brother, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my sister, not my brother, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. That's exactly what I did during the middle of the night. I prayed. Maybe in the morning he'll give me an answer. Good morning, gentlemen. Time to rise and shine. Must be 6 o'clock. I delivered my pillow and blankets to the front desk and took my stride out the door as everyone else did the same. After waiting all night, still I had no answer from God. We walked in groups as we left the shelter, some by 2, 3, 4, and some all alone. I asked the 2 guys that I was walking with what were their plans for the day. One said, "I'm going to work," and the other said, "I'm going to get breakfast at Glide. That is, when they open. It's too early right now." I knew about getting breakfast, but going to work from the shelter was brand new to me. I asked him, "What kind of work do you do?" He said, "I deliver advertisements from door to door. It doesn't pay that much, but at least it keeps me busy and off the streets." I said, "That's good." Getting a job was one of the things that sort of came easy for me because I had skills. But I decided now was not the time for me to work. As a matter of fact, I thought if I worked right now, it would be a curse because I would probably just use my money to buy crack. And besides, God had me doing something that he wanted me to do. For what reason, I didn't know at the time. But I was sure that somewhere along the line of life, I would find out. 3 blocks away was Otis' apartment. It was a nice convenience for me. I turned the corner and seen Otis sitting outside the building on the bench, drinking coffee. He was looking straight ahead. I wonder what he was thinking about because across the street was just another apartment building. Yet his focus was straight ahead until he turned his head and seen me walking towards him. "Hey, Lawrence, how you doing this morning?" "Doing okay, Otis." "How was it at the shelter last night?" "Same old thing." "You like it down there?" "Heck no." "So why do you go? I told you can stay here and you still can get 8 days." "Yeah, I know. It's just something that I have to do, Otis. I can't even really tell you why. I just know that I got to do this." "What you think you're going to get out of doing this?" "Well, one thing is experience. And the other? A book." "You sure going through a lot to write a book. You think it's worth it?" "Won't know until it's all said and done." "You want some coffee? They make it every morning in the family room for the tenants. You want some? I can get you a cup." "No, Otis, I don't drink coffee." "You kidding?" "No, I don't drink coffee." "No, I don't. I wish I had the same desire not to smoke crack." "Me too. But I like coffee and I like crack. As a matter of fact, I want to buy some today when my payee office opens. Will you buy it for me?" Let's let the morning pass, Otis. It's too early for that right now. And besides, if you start out too early and run out of money, it can be really depressing." "Yeah, I know. You want to go upstairs and rest a while?" "Yeah, that's a good idea." I lay down on the bed, closed my eyes, and slept for about 2 hours or so. And then the doorbell rang. Otis went to the intercom and said, "Who is it?" I became wide awake when I heard the softness of a woman's voice on the other end of the intercom speak and say, "It's Sheila." "Okay, I'll buzz you in." I said, "Who is Sheila?" He said, "Oh, she's a friend of mine who drops by every now and then." That sounded like a song from my days at church at St. John when the choir would sing about Jesus. "Every now and then, every time I need a friend, he stops by, he comforts me. All my burdens, he set me free. There are times I need a peace of mind. He stopped by, wiping the tears from my eyes. He doesn't come often, but he stops by every now and then." I mean, to me, there's nothing in the world more beautiful than a woman, the opposite sex. God sure knew what he was doing when he created Eve. It did not matter to me who she was or even so much as to what she would look like. I was just glad to hear the sound of a female and to behold her beauty when she walked through the door. After being around all these hard-headed men all the time, it was going to be refreshing to view the anatomy of God's gift to man, even if she did not belong to me. Otis opened the door, and there was no disappointment of what my eyes beheld. Sheila stood about 5 feet 7 inches. She had big, brown, beautiful eyes, and her skin was like black coffee with the additional ingredient called cream, making a caramel color. Good enough to eat and drink. I could very well see that she wasn't cracked out like some women who are smoking crack. It's a thing that happens to them when and anyone else for that matter who smokes for a long period of time. They begin to disintegrate into flesh and bones with drastic weight loss and their skin turning pale. It was real pleasing to see that she had not sunk to that point in her addiction. She had a voluptuous body, nice breasts, nice hips, beautiful lips. I couldn't tell what her legs looked like, but the shape of them in her tight pants told me they were of great satisfaction to meet my need of what I like in a woman. Otis said, "Hey Sheila, what's going on?" She said nothing much as she sat down in the chair, went into her pocket, broke out her pipe, and then she took out some crack that was wrapped up from her bra. The sight of her doing that turned me on, but I did not let her see that in me. Otis said, "This is my cousin, Lawrence." She said, "Oh, another lost cousin. I hope he's not like the rest of your other cousins who come by here and mess over you." I said, "And good morning to you too. And by the way, I'm not like the rest of my other cousins." "I sure hope so, cuz they've been doing your cousin wrong, and basically Otis is a good dude. He's kind of dirty and nasty, but he's a good dude. Otis just smiled as she spoke. She continued and said, I don't mean to cause you no harm, Otis, but I tell you all the time to clean yourself up, and I don't understand why you don't do it. As she took her hip from the pipe and passed Otis some crack, he was waiting for that moment to happen as soon as she walked into the door. He pulled out his pipe and just sat there smiling, looking at Sheila, smiling, wagging his tail and waiting like a dog waiting to be fed. She said, well, you seem to be all right, but you can't judge a book by its cover. You got that right. I'm just glad to see a female come through the door. Thank you, and it's good to see a real man. Oh, have you seen all the scabs that come around your cousin trying to steal his money? Slim, Funky Dave, Grayhead Dave, and even his own cousin Clyde. Yeah, I've seen enough to let me know that some of them ain't right. None of them are right if you ask me. You want to hit? If it's all right with you. This stuff don't mean all that to me, but I don't mind sharing if I have it, that is, with the right people. She gave me a momentarily look of the look that says, maybe or maybe not. It's the reading of the opposite sex. I learned that well over the years about women and how to read them. It's amazing what a woman can have a complete conversation with you and never even ever open her mouth in speaking. Reading women was an art, and I loved them with all my heart from the moment I learned of the opposite sex. Way back when I was 8 years old, I was always attracted to women. I remember my first dry kiss with Phyllis Freeman. We were living in the projects, and we would sneak upstairs when the other kids were playing and kiss. Girls always attracted my attention. As I grew older, I began to study women like I studied English. I would go to the store and buy all the magazines that they would read, Vogue, Cosmetology, Street Confessions, and stuff like that. I wanted to know what and how women think. What were their sexual desires and anything else that would give me a leg up on trying to get them into the bed. I was a player, a ladies' man back in the day, and I still had the skills, although I was far from using them at this time. We began to converse about life and living in the TL. She said she worked as a caretaker for a couple of elderly people in the neighborhood. I told her my story about being at home with my wife and kids and that I was living this life as a homeless person for a trial period that I got put out my house. She said, I can say this one thing for you, and that is that you got a lot of nerve hanging out in the razor. You've been around the block, and after talking with you, I think you'll be all right. Just watch yourself, because some of these people are really crazy. I said, thanks, Sheila, and I'm glad I met you. She said, yeah, right, giving me that back off look. Listening to her speak about the people around Otis gave me a better perspective of who I would be dealing with. She said that Slim was the most threatening of all the dudes that hung around Otis. They are all afraid of him. He got the whole little old clique punked out. To tell you the truth, I think they all punks, including your cousin. I said, Otis, is that true? He smiled and said, no, ain't nothing like that going on. Sheila said, y'all never have any females in the house, just a bunch of hard-headed Negroes. She continued talking to me. You better watch your back. These men ain't about no women. What about you? I said, excuse me? Well, I don't know. I just met you. You might be like all the rest of them. Well, I'm very glad to disappoint you and tell you that I'm not into men. As a matter of fact, I got a wife who lives in Fairfield, and I'm just going through. You think you and her going to work it out? Smiling, I said, you want to fill out an application? No, because if she ain't with you, then something must be wrong. You know the game. Something's always goes wrong. Yeah, but when it keeps going wrong, somebody's got to make a move. You pretty good, ain't you? I've been around. I can tell. But I'm telling you the truth. All of them are punks. Whoa, that's deep, Sheila. No, it ain't deep. It's the truth. And that doggone Slim is the ringleader. And you make sure you watch him. He ain't no good. Thanks for the heads up. You're welcome. You want another hit? Okay. Here, Otis, here's another hit for you. I got to get ready to go to work. Just then the doorbell rang. Otis jumped up and went to the intercom. Who is it? The voice on the other end answered. It's Slim. Otis said, okay. Sheila said, it's time for me to go. I said, you don't have to run because of him. She said, believe you me, I ain't running nowhere. I ain't afraid of him and none of those punks. I just don't want to be around right now. So you said you're going to be here for a while? Yeah, for a little while. That's good. Your cousin Shodo needs you to help him out. Otis opened the door, and Slim walked in as if he owned the place. Sheila said, I told you. Slim said, hey, Lawrence. Hey, Sheila. I said, what's up, Slim? Sheila said, hey, Slim. I see y'all later. I got to go. Lawrence, remember what I said? And she walked out, closing the door. Slim said, I hate that broad. She's always trying to start something, gossiping and carrying on. You know what I mean, Lawrence? I said, I can't say. I just met her today. Well, you'll see. I mean, she's all right. I just don't like her. Then he turned his attention to Otis. So you going to go out and panhandle today? Otis said, no, I don't think so. Not today. Slim said, oh yeah. You still got some money at the payee's office. I put my 2 cents in and said, it sounds like you trying to keep up with this money. He said, it ain't nothing like that. I said, it really doesn't matter, even if you do. Otis said, hey, Lawrence, you ready to go? Not right now, Otis. I got to calm down a little bit. Walking the streets while being high just gave me the creeps. I mean, I would do it if I had to do it to try and get some more dope, but for the most part, I would rather buy my crack at one time and not go back outside unless I had to. In this case, being that Sheila had given me some to smoke, it was only a matter of time before I wanted to continue getting high, because once you get started, it's hard to stop. Slim said, how much money you gonna spend? Otis said, $40. He said, I can fix you up when you get your money. I said, let me see what you gonna give up for 40. He slowly went into his pocket, pulled out his stash, and unwrapped it as if he were unfolding a bomb that might blow up if he made the wrong move, ever oh so delicate. Then he pulled out what he would sell to Otis for $40. I looked at it and said, no way, dude. We'll wait a little longer, and then we'll leave. Okay, Otis? Otis said, okay, Lawrence. Slim said, whatever. I said, I want to get the most that we can get for the money spent. He said, I understand. Do what you got to do, because this is all I can offer. I said, thanks, but I'll take my chance in the streets. Let's go, Otis. Slim said, I'll wait here for y'all till you get back. Otis said, okay.